Back in May, Donald Trump had a very high-profile trip to Saudi Arabia. You might remember it. It led to a couple of odd moments, like if we could bring up this picture, you might remember the orb incident. I don't know what that was about. Nobody gets that to this day.
To this day, I don't understand.
And nobody understands why they're all looking in different directions, or what it is that Trump's looking at, or why his face is contorted in that particular froggy way that it is. But look, he had that meeting, and there was
like, did the Saudi prince or whatever he is, did he see a ghost? Did he see a jinn? Like, whoa, like he seemed freaked out, and Trump looked like he was like the main villain in some sort of B movie.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, like it's like he sees Sauron's eye and he's kind of happy about it.
Right, whereas at least the Saudi dude has like the decency to be freaked out by Sauron's eye.
And Melania's like, good, one ball I don't have to touch.
Oh.
Anyway, so that wasn't all that went on that trip. Actually, it turns out that the Saudi government showered Donald Trump and his family with over 80 gifts. Gifts that are weirdly luxurious even by Donald Trump standards. And so we want to go back through a few of these and then get into why there's potentially some legal troubles with this. But first of all, these are just weirdly specific. An orange and gold wool robe lined with cheetah fur, a blue and silver wool robe lined with white tiger fur, and just in case you don't like that but you still want to wear tiger, you get the purple tiger fur one too. So 3 tiger and cheetah fur robes. There are like dozens of robes in this, by the way. We're not gonna list them all. Then it gets sort of weirdly martial. There's a dagger made of pure silver with mother of pearl sheath and various designs. 1 large sword, a dagger, a leather ammo holder and holster, and then just in case, backup daggers and swords and holsters. The hammer of Thor, an Iron Man Mark II suit. No, I'm kidding, those weren't there. But lots of weapons, multiple daggers, which they messed up. Okay, if you want to win over Donald Trump, you give him a opulent tiger fur robe. If you got daggers and swords, that's how you win over me. Because I want those, that sounds awesome.
There's literally one on your shirt.
Oh my God. We've got more, but what's your initial impression?
Well, I actually think they do have Trump figured out. Once you tell them my favorite part in a second,
okay.
It's a perfect combination of things that would appeal to Trump. But I want you guys to understand the context. Normally the US president, his first foreign visit will be to either Canada or Mexico or the UK, which we always say we have a special relationship with. Now, I understand why Trump is not gonna go to Mexico first. That might not be the first great trip for him. But he ignored all this, United Kingdom, Canada, who cares, right? And he went straight to Saudi Arabia, which we always thought was slightly weird. And so now that we know that he's been showered with gifts and
clothes.
He was trying to have business dealings with them as well. And so you begin to understand the context of why on God's green earth he went to Saudi Arabia first. And of course, in return for all this, they got $110 billion weapons deal.
Yeah.
And so
that was the return gift, it turns out. If someone gives you shirts and scarves, you give them $500 million of precision guided munitions.
Yeah, by the way, we're like, oh, the Saudis gave him daggers and swords. Remember, the Saudis actually do live by Sharia law, the one that Republicans like Trump claim to be freaked out by. And so there's some benign parts of Sharia law as to like how you get divorced. I don't agree with any of that either, but at least nobody's getting killed. And then there are bad parts of Sharia law, especially how the Saudis interpret it, not how everybody interprets it. But they have this same interpretation that ISIS does. That is why they also chop off people's hands and their heads. And they do it with swords like the one they gave Trump. I mean, could you imagine if Trump went and got an honorary sword from ISIS? But these guys have the same religious ideology, but it's not just an ideology. It's a fundamentalist interpretation of Islam that they act out, that they execute people with, chop their heads off with. And everybody's like, oh, bravo, a sword and a dagger from the Saudis. Okay, now finally the best one.
It's a little bit scary. Oh, we're getting it. First of all, let's jump through these next two. It's 4 traditional shirts in black, orange, and green with floral embroidery. Jesus. Oh, Trump is gonna be such a fancy lad in his floral embroidery. Anyway, I'm just joking. More leather ammo holders and holsters. How many holsters does one man need?
Jesus.
By the way, I don't think he could properly fill out 1 holster, if you know what I mean. Okay, next, 4 boxes of gold-plated coin from Bank of Kuwait. Did they literally just give him a bunch of gold? Are you allowed to do that?
That's just giving him money.
That's coins. That's literally a bank gave him coins.
That's
what we
used to call a bribe.
Yes. My favorite might be 3 painted boxes filled with various small trinkets and children's books, which Trump was reported as squealing with delight and then saying, "Oh, Barron will like these." By the way, the books were above his reading level, so they messed up again. I was surprised to see a bronze dugong model, which if you're not sure what that is, this is a dugong. Although for Trump, it'll probably look more like this. It's a marine mammal related to a manatee.
Which of course is found in the Saudi desert. What?
I don't know, but he's got it. Let's see, let's run through a few others. Another sword, a copy of the Kuwaiti Constitution. That seems weird. That seems weird. A sleeveless white silk cotton garment, which as soon as she saw it, Melania said, "Please never ever wear that." A portrait of himself and 3 chiffon dresses. I think those are separate. I don't think he's in the chiffon dresses in the portrait. But you've got multiple colors there. And so what was your favorite, if not any of these?
No, my favorite was the giant portraits of Donald Trump that they gave him. And not only that, they put artwork featuring the picture of the president all over the buildings when he came in.
Yep.
So now break it down. They think, okay, we gotta appeal to Trump so he'll give us whatever we want. What does Trump like? He's obsessed with himself, he has an ego. Put Trump pictures everywhere. And then literally hand him pictures of himself. If I went to a country and they're like, "Congratulations, here's a picture of you," I'd be like, what? Right? But Trump is like, yes, remember when he misused his own charity funds to buy pictures of himself.
And dugong models, yeah.
Yes.
That's what he bought.
And belligerence, that is the swords and the daggers. He likes belligerence. Tacky,
he loves tacky.
The pale chiffon dresses and the
wool purple tiger rugs.
The tiger robes. Oh my God, they're probably like, who the hell would wear this? Oh, perfect, Trump's coming to town, right?
So look, it's obviously really funny, but there is a more serious angle. It's really fast. Legally, American officials may keep gifts from foreign officials that are valued at less than $390, which doesn't buy you a lot of tiger fur last time I checked. So did they donate them? Did they give them away? Well, the White House didn't respond to an email seeking comment from the New York Times. So there is every reason to believe that they broke the law and kept thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars of gifts from the Saudi government. That they are even right now in violation of the law and refuse to provide any evidence that they're in accordance with the law.
To be fair, they can keep the tiger robes. But they better turn in the Kuwaiti gold. That is ridiculous. This is a ceremonial present we call dollars. Here you go.
Many dollars.
If you like this video, you probably like independent media. The best way to support independent media, become a member of the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.